Section 1. The Body's Whispering Wires. An introduction. Did you know that there are more connections in your brain than there are stars in our galaxy? This intricate, impossibly dense network of wiring is constantly active, even when you are fast asleep. It generates enough electricity to power a low-wattage light bulb. Every single thing you have ever experienced, every sight, every sound, every fleeting thought, every profound emotion is encoded within this biological machine. This is your nervous system. It is the silent, tireless operator behind the curtain of your reality, the storyteller of your life, the architect of your identity, the pilot that navigates you through the world. So, what is this magnificent system? In simple terms, the nervous system is your body's command center and communication network all rolled into one. It is a vast, interconnected web of specialized cells that transmit signals between different parts of the body. Think of it like a sophisticated postal service. Section 2. The Command and Control Center. What the nervous system does. The nervous system has a monumental set of responsibilities. We can group its functions into a few key jobs. Sensation. The nervous system's first and most fundamental role. It acts as the body's surveillance system, constantly gathering data from the outside world and gathering data from your internal environment. Your eyes capture patterns of light. Your ears detect vibrations in the air. Your skin registers pressure. Your skin registers temperature. Your skin registers pain. Internally, specialized sensors monitor blood pressure. They monitor your oxygen levels. They sense the stretch of your stomach. All of this raw data is converted into the electrical language of the nervous system, and those signals are sent onward for processing. It's how you know to put on a jacket when it's cold, or to stop eating when you're full. Integration, the nervous system's second major job. The nervous system doesn't just collect information, it has to make sense of it. This is where the brain truly shines. It takes the torrent of incoming sensory data, compares it to past experiences stored in memory, and generates a coherent perception of reality. This process lets you recognize faces, understand language, and navigate complex social situations. It is the difference between simply receiving data and having a meaningful experience of the world. Section 3. The Building Blocks of Thought. Meet the neuron. At the very heart of the nervous system is a single, remarkable cell, the neuron. This is the fundamental unit of communication, the tiny messenger that carries signals throughout your body. Most neurons share a common three-part structure. There is the cell body, or soma, which contains the nucleus, the cell's life support center. Sprouting from the cell body are branch-like extensions called dendrites. Dendrite comes from the Greek for tree. They really look like branches. Their job is to receive incoming messages from other neurons. Finally, there is a long, slender cable extending from the cell body called the axon, which is responsible for sending the message onward. How does a neuron pass a message along? It does so using a fascinating combination of electricity and chemistry. When a neuron is sufficiently stimulated by signals at its dendrites, it fires an electrical impulse. This impulse, known as an action potential, is an all-or-nothing event, much like flipping a light switch. Many axons are insulated with a fatty substance called myelin. It acts like the plastic coating on an electrical wire, boosting speed. At the axon's end is a synapse, a microscopic gap the electrical signal cannot cross. The brain is the undisputed crown jewel of the nervous system. This 3-pound organ, with the consistency of soft tofu, is the most complex object in the known universe. It is broadly divided into 3 main regions: the cerebrum, the cerebellum, the brainstem. The largest and most prominent part is the cerebrum, with its wrinkly, folded surface. This folding dramatically increases the surface area, allowing billions more neurons to fit inside the skull. The cerebrum is divided into 2 halves, connected by the corpus callosum, allowing them to communicate. The cerebrum hosts conscious thought and higher mental processes. The cerebral cortex is where most thinking happens. thinking, perceiving, planning, understanding language. The cortex is divided into 4 lobes: frontal lobe, decision-making, problem-solving, personality. Parietal lobe processes sensory information: touch, temperature, pain. Temporal lobes, hearing and memory. Occipital lobe, visual processing. Tucked beneath the back of the cerebrum is the cerebellum, little brain. It's about 10% of brain volume, but contains over half the neurons. The cerebellum is the master of coordination. It doesn't initiate movement, but it fine-tunes it. Smooth, balanced, precise. When learning physical skills, the cerebellum automates complex sequences until they're second nature. Extending down from the brainstem and encased within the protective bony column of your spine is the spinal cord. This thick cylindrical bundle of nerve fibers is the primary information superhighway of the body. It serves 2 principal functions. First and foremost, it is the main conduit for communication between the brain and the rest of the body. Sensory information gathered by your peripheral nerves, the feeling of clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air, travels up the spinal cord to be processed by the brain. In the other direction, motor commands from the brain, the decision to walk, to wave, to speak, travel down the spinal cord to activate the appropriate muscles. This highway is not just a passive cable. It is an organized and sophisticated structure. Gray matter contains neuron cell bodies. White matter is the myelinated axons that form communication tracts. Ascending tracts carry sensory information up. Descending tracts carry motor commands down. This organization ensures speed and accuracy, preventing crossed signals and enabling swift execution. One of the most fascinating roles of the spinal cord is its ability to manage reflexes. A reflex is a fast, involuntary action that happens without needing the brain first. This creates a life-saving shortcut. Imagine you accidentally touch a hot stove. The sensory nerves in your hand send an urgent pain signal up your arm. When this signal reaches the spinal cord, it doesn't have to travel all the way up to the brain for a decision. Special interneurons immediately route the signal to motor neurons. Your arm contracts and pulls away in a fraction of a second before conscious awareness.